everybody, Jason Burmis here for wearechange.org. And Orwell's Big Brother nightmare has now reached levels that most of us really can't comprehend in this country, in the West, and outside of, well, a totalitarian society known as China. Because if you think your credit score matters in this country and the world, you know, that score that you really scurry to get to build this credit so you can kind of own a car and you can kind of own a house and you can get a loan for a business, you know, that much control. Well, that's being dwarfed in this report. And we're going to play this thing because it is unbelievable and it is what we are heading for. And it is China's attempt to purify society. They have a behavior monitoring system that, folks, you gotta see it to believe it. So let's just play some of this piece right now.
By 2020, China plans to give all of its 1.4 billion citizens a personal score based on how they behave. So some people with low scores are already being punished if they want to travel. Nearly 11 million Chinese people can no longer fly, and 4 million are barred from trains.
Let me stop you right there. So we have a behavioral system run by cameras, biometrics, and much more, and it's going to get to that, which has already banned 4 million people from using a train. 11 million citizens from using planes. And you think it's scary now. Let's continue with this piece.
Next week, the program will start expanding nationwide. Ben Tracy is in China with what's behind the government scoring system. Ben, this sounds like scary stuff. Good morning.
Good morning. The government here says it is trying to purify society by rewarding those who are trustworthy and punishing those who are not.
They are going to purify society by punishing the bad and rewarding the good. Now, I'm all for voluntary reward systems, okay? I'll give you a little example. I eat unhealthy sometimes, and sometimes it's late night. Take care of the sister's kids every once in a while, probably once every couple weeks. We'll do Domino's Pizza. Well, there's now an app for that, and if I use this app, not only do I always get my discount, I don't have to talk to anybody. I generally get what I want, okay? And the other kind of great thing about it is that every time I order on my 6th order, I pretty much get a free pizza. That's a reward system. I'm never going to get punished for going down to Tino's Pizza and having a piece of pie there. But this is a punishment system, huh, friend? Well, let's see. And remember, this is already in place. And it is going nationwide this week. And we already know, again, 15 million people. Well, I bet you some of them are double banned. But 4 million from trains, 11 million from planes. They can't use them due to this system. It's not even nationwide yet.
So like the credit score that most Americans get for how they handle their finances, Chinese citizens are now getting social credit scores based on everything from whether they pay their taxes on time to how they cross the street.
When Leo Hu recently tried to book a flight, he was told he was banned from flying because he's on the list of untrustworthy people. Leo is a journalist who was ordered by a court to apologize for a series of tweets he wrote and was then told his apology was insincere. I can't buy property. My child can't go to private school, he says. You feel you're being controlled by the list all the time.
Oh, you feel like you're being controlled by the list all the time. Let's recap what this gentleman did that he couldn't get on a flight. Did he break the law? No. He used what we have in this country as free speech, a limited amount, because, again, we're being censored on social media platforms, on many of the platforms that you're probably watching me on right now as we are triple casting. Well, actually, I guess quadruple. We're periscoping, but at the same time, we're on Twitter and that's really the main audience. Then you have our Facebook live feed, and this is running at the secondary channel over at We Are Change. All sponsored, by the way, by the good people at Dash Digital Cash. If you're getting into cryptocurrency, that's the one that I would recommend because they're sponsoring shows like this that are telling you about people being banned for going on Twitter. They can't fly because the man went on Twitter. He made a series of tweets, which he had to be apologetic about, by the way, in a formal letter to the government. That level of insanity alone should be so alarming to everybody out there. Folks, this is crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. Okay, and now his kid's not going to be able to get into private school because of this list. And they're expanding this program, but it gets much worse. It's not just your tweets. It's not just your credit score. It's your behavior everywhere.
And the list is now getting longer, as every Chinese citizen is being assigned a social credit score, a fluctuating rating based on a range of behaviors. It's believed that community service and buying Chinese-made products can raise your score. Fraud, tax evasion, and smoking in non-smoking areas can drop it. If a score gets too low, a person can be banned from buying plane and train tickets, real estate, cars, and even high-speed internet.
High-speed internet could be taken away from you. Forget about cars and planes and trains, basically transportation. But you're not even be able to travel the internet on your own home if you're smoking in designated non-smoking areas. If you're buying products that are non-Chinese products. And watch this little slave right here, this conditioned woman, she's going to tell you how great it is. It's a gravy train with biscuit wheels in Chinese society that's going to purify the people. This would be scaring the living crap out of you people.
It's a good thing, this woman says. There should be punishment for people who can't behave. China's growing network of surveillance cameras makes all of this possible. The country already has an estimated 176 million cameras, and it plans to have more than 600 million installed by 2020.
Let's recap that number, because that's a pretty big number. There's already 176 million cameras in China. And they want to more than triple that in about 18 months. Is anybody freaking out? So they can expand their social credit score. This is the society that owns most of our debt. We do business with on a massive, massive level. The phone in your pocket in some way, shape, or form in 99% of the cases. And 100% of the cases, if you're using an Apple device, is assembled in China. You don't think that this is the plan globally? You don't think that this is the kind of quote-unquote New World Order globalist system I've been talking about for well over a decade? And it's here. It's here. It's not coming. It's here. They have a social credit score that's going nationwide as a surveillance system that is unprecedented. Oh man, here we go.
It can recognize more than 4,000 vehicles.
Xu Li is the CEO of SenseTime, one of China's most successful artificial intelligence companies. It has created smart cameras for the government that can help catch criminals, but also track average citizens.
This knows every person, every bike, every car, every bus.
You can tell whether it is an adult, a child, a male or female.
In several big cities in China, including here in Shanghai, the government is even tracking jaywalkers. Cameras record them going through intersections, zero in on their face, and then publicly shame them.
You are publicly shamed by the surveillance cameras in China for jaywalking. for jaywalking. I bet you that goes against your record, your credit score, your ability to ride a plane, train, or other automobile, or perhaps even surf the internet. Chinese, you can't even surf the Chinese censored internet. You smoke in the wrong place or you're a jaywalker. And you don't think biometric technology is identifying each and every one of those citizens? We live in the craziest of times right now. And this is the plan globally. You will behave for your overlords. Okay? Oh, let's finish this up. Let's do it.
On nearby video screens.
Ken DeWaskin has studied China's economic and political culture for more than 3 decades. He says how the new scoring system truly works is kept secret and could be easily abused by the government.
How far into people's daily mundane activities does this go?
Well, I think that the government and the people running the plan would like it to go as deeply as possible to determine how to allocate benefits and also how to impact and shape their behavior.
Now, there are upsides for people the Chinese government considers trustworthy.
Let's stop it right there. Right there, he tells you, we're trying to control people, and they're doing a hell of a job. And that is the plan. Control every aspect of these people's lives. The cameras are going to be in their homes. They're going to be in their toilets. They're already in their smart devices. Okay, I promise you, this is just the beginning. And this is just the beginning of it globally. Remember who brought China up? Remember it was guys like Kissinger, like Big Daddy Bush, the GW? Those are the guys that are the Bidens of the world also, yeah. They all brought these guys up into this new world order they're trying to build. And this is the plan for society. Hate to break it to you. Hate to be on a downbeat note. But this is really scary stuff. We're going to have this whole video posted over at the Facebook page of We Are Change. You got to go check that page out. If you're not over there, you really need to be. It is facebook.com, obviously, /wearechange.org. Posting a lot of great raw information, streaming videos like this one. Let's finish it up, because you can get rewarded. Don't worry, there's rewards for the good citizens. Good little citizen.
They can actually get better interest rates at banks. They can get discounts on their energy bills. And China's largest online dating site reportedly even boosts the profiles of people with high social credit scores.
Oh, well, there you go.
Incredible.
Well, there you go. That's great news.
It's the ultimate version of Big Brother's
that
watching.
is so. I'm so happy for these people.
Chilling.
Yeah, I think so too.
Imagine that.
Chilling. Chilling. I think it's beyond chilling, friend. And I really just don't know what else to say other than what I just said. This is a reality. This is not a parody. This isn't The Onion, okay? This isn't fake news. I'm not bringing you fake news. This is a reality. This was on CBS this morning. So, again, we're going to be posting that raw video in a short fashion. I want to move on to the Nexium case. We've been following that, obviously. Now that Rainier has been accused of being with a 12-year-old girl, it's got Hollywood in it. You know, Allison Mack was arrested. It's got the Bronfman family in it. A couple of the sisters heavily invested in this quote-unquote cult and possibly involved in the sex trafficking. I would say it's more probable since they seem to be the money machine that's driven this thing, okay? So Allison Mack, Hollywood actress, you know, again, there's a different set of rules for people with money and notoriety and fame than you or I. And that's why they let her go on a $5 million bond in this sex trafficking case. She's out. She went before a Brooklyn judge, and now she's walking the streets. Honestly, I don't think that she's going to be a flight risk. I think that the idea that anything was going on with minors involved with her, although there's a lot of disinformation, and I read the indictment. I didn't see anything to do with, you can see the actual indictment, just type in Allison Mack indictment. You want the PDF file, type in PDF at the end. And I saw sex trafficking allegations, but nothing with children or underage people. So that's something to keep in mind. But again, different set of rules for you and me. And talking about different sets of rules, I want to get to this story over here. Judicial Watch, they've done some great work in the past. I may not agree with everything. Tom Fitton and others who have been involved with Judicial Watch have promoted. But They're asking, where's the budget on this thing? This never-ending investigation. I've been asking this for a long time. I've discussed it with Luke and others. And where is the budget on this thing? They have refused. Let me read this to you right off. And this is a great tweet. The DOJ still refuses to release the budget for Special Counsel Mueller's out-of-control investigation. Judicial Watch seeks this info via FOIE lawsuit because we think American taxpayers deserve accountability and real answers. No one is above the law, not even Mueller. And I've been saying, well, what's crazy to me is now they underfunded the 9/11 Commission report, okay? Obviously because it was a whitewash, obviously because it was a cover-up, obviously because guys like Mueller covered it up and Chertoff, and that's why we still have 80,000 classified documents to this day. Now, what's crazy about this is they had a $14 million budget. I think it went to $15 million. Here it is right here, okay? And we knew about it from the get-go, and I guarantee you this witch hunt that has produced absolutely nothing, okay, is costing way over $100 million, maybe $200 million. We're going to spend $1 billion on this thing, trying to take out a president that was legitimately elected, despite all of the disgusting, dirty tricks and behavior of the other campaign. And that's not to say that he's a choir boy or I'm a Trump guy. I'm not. But again, when you look at the other choice, it was an obvious no-brainer. Okay? Now, tomorrow's supposed to be a historic day. And, this is a little longer broadcast than most because I got worked up in that first segment. But tomorrow, we're supposed to see the JFK documents. It's supposed to finally happen 6 months later. We're supposed to get them all. Now, I do not expect that we are going to get them all. However, I did do a video about 6 months ago. I think we released it the day before we were supposed to see this. It's on the main page. It's called Jfk Files Revealed. Okay? And what it is it goes over a leaked document, a document I put in my film Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined. You can see that free online all over the place. YouTube is just one of the many, many places out there. In fact, if you're a Cody streamer, I know that some of the sites that have the documentaries, all my documentaries are on there, and I'm encouraging them to be. Obviously, I want you to see this stuff. So, this document here, okay, that's a memorandum from the head of the Central Intelligence Agency, John McCone, to the head of the Secret Service, James Rowley. And if you read it, it clearly states that Oswald was a CIA agent. He was trained by the Office of Naval Intelligence, okay, in 59, okay? And he did go on these Russian missions. Now, later in the document, they reveal that, and this is the second page, I want you to check this out, that yes, their own agents did do this, but they were rogue agents, and they needed to stop the leaks. I want you to read the document for yourself. Maybe I'll post these raw files. You can type it in. Just type in Oswald, CIA, Oswald, ONI document, John McCone. It's out there. And a lot of people have said this is a hoax. When I say a lot of people, nobody really, other than one forum, the James Randi forum. Now, if you read this thing, it talks about a guy named Warren C. DeBruy who does the initial investigation that they refer to on Oswald. And he's right here, okay? I want you to check him out. He's no longer with us. But this is an excerpt from, and you'll see where I'm going with this. This is an excerpt from a trade FBI book where it states right here, okay, right there, that, yeah, Warren C. DeBruy did do the initial investigation into JFK. He's an FBI guy. Now, he has other JFK ties. He seems to have been the agent that saw or reported on Oswald while he was handing out the pamphlets. But he does the initial 800-page FBI investigation into the assassination of John F. Kennedy. This document has never been seen by anybody. So unless we get the DeBruy memorandum, okay, that's mentioned in those two documents I just showed you, and now we know is 800-plus pages, we've been lied to. And I honestly think that we're not going to see anything at all tomorrow. folks, I thank you so much for joining me on this one. This was a big broadcast. And again, if you want to see that raw video about China, we're going to be posting that later today on the wearechange.org Facebook page. All this stuff, guys, is really only possible through you guys. Okay, you've sponsored us forever. And now that we have this Dash sponsorship right up here, Dash Digital Cash, I'm encouraging you to get a Dash wallet, tweet at them, get on their social media, let them know why. It's because you're supporting programs like this one especially. And hopefully we'll continue to be funded by cryptocurrency and other people that believe in the truth, man, because that's what we're trying to bring you. We're bringing you raw information and letting you decide how it's going to be used. Do I have an opinion? Yeah, I have an opinion based on free humanity and love for one another. So guys, again, thank you so much, and we'll see you soon. Remember, we're giving away another $500 in digital cash on the live stream on Sunday with myself and Luke. We do that every Sunday between 6 and 7 p.m. We try to get it going at 6 p.m., but he's all over the world, so you never know. Again, thank you all for joining me.